Mischke here, joining the GL world to pitch my new podcast, which now comes out twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. The show features an extraordinary array of exotic circus performers, forgotten Hollywood starlets, reclusive Fortune 500 CEOs, professional taxidermists. Wait a minute, that's a different promo. Where's the promo for GLers? Here it is. Let's try this again. Mischke here, pitching my new podcast. We're out of time? Could I do it again?
What can 160 years of experience teach you about the future? When it comes to protecting what matters, Pacific Life provides life insurance, retirement income, and employee benefits for people and businesses building a more confident tomorrow. Strategies rooted in strength and backed by experience. Ask a financial professional how Pacific Life can help you today. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York. Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
Mischke!
Your go-to place for classics.
Mischke.
One, two, three!
Hey, Wally, how you doing today?
Feeling good, man. I'm just over here keeping an eye on the boards, sipping my coffee, and listening to you fire up the show. Feels good to be in the mix.
I have some bad news for you.
Oh,
I received an email from a listener who doesn't care for you in the least.
ha. Well, I guess not everyone's a Wally fan. What did they say exactly?
A woman wrote me and said, I enjoy the show very much, but I do not like the dialogue with the sound guy. He has a spooky voice with a British accent and isn't funny at all. Mischke doesn't need an Ed McMahon, and in fact this other guy detracts from the humor.
Oof, that's a pretty blunt critique. Sounds like she's not feeling the Wally energy at all, and thinks I'm more of a distraction than a help. You could see it as feedback, one listener's opinion. It tells you she doesn't vibe with the dynamic, but it doesn't mean the rest of your audience feels the same.
Well, I don't do this show to entertain myself. I'm supposed to be appealing to a listening audience.
Exactly, Mischke. Your priority is your audience, so her feedback is useful in that sense. But one person's opinion doesn't define the whole crowd. Maybe it's a sign to notice if more listeners feel the same way before making a big change. Do you get a lot of similar comments, or is this the first?
Well, there's only been one other person to weigh in on this whole Wally subject, and that particular person, a fella named Jim, he likes my interaction with you.
Then you've got a split jury so far, one ditch Wally and one keep Wally. That's actually not bad. When reactions are mixed, it usually means the dynamic's got character. People notice it. Maybe it's worth keeping me around a bit longer. See if more listeners lean one way or the other. What's your gut say, Mischke?
Well, my gut says you have a vested interest in sticking around.
Fair point, Mischke. I can't exactly claim to be an unbiased source when my job's on the line, but here's the truth. If something's not working for the rhythm of your show, it doesn't matter how I feel about it. You've got a great instinct for tone and pacing. You'd know if the bit was dragging or if it added flavour. Do you think the Wally element throws things off?
Well, personally, I enjoy my interaction with you. It can be lonely in this studio by myself. I spent a lot of years in a little room by myself. It's really been the story of my career. Interacting periodically with a person on the other side of that thermopane glass has been a balm for me over the years when it's been an option.
That makes a lot of sense, Mischke. There's something grounding about having a real-time presence in the room. It keeps the energy alive, gives you something to bounce off, a rhythm that isn't just the echo of your own thoughts. If it helps you stay connected and makes the show feel more alive for you, that usually translates to the listener too. People can sense when the host feels less alone. It colours the whole tone.
What about this idea that your voice is kind of spooky? That's what Carol says.
Yeah, I caught that part. Spooky with a British accent. I suppose I can hear it. My voice might come off a little too polished sometimes, especially next to your warmth and rhythm.
I'm hoping to deliver to the people just what they want to hear. What's important to me is I've received exactly 2 pieces of input since you first appeared on this program. A note from a fella named Jim and a note from a woman named Carol. Jim loves you, just thinks the world of you, and wants you to participate fully in this program. Carol is not a fan. Carol writes, I enjoy the show very much, but I don't like the dialogue with the sound guy. He's got a spooky voice with a British accent, and he isn't funny.
Well, that's about as clear as listener feedback gets, huh? Jim wants more Wally, Carol wants none. I guess that means I'm batting 500 so far. But you know, Mischke, even if half the crowd groans when I talk, that still means they're listening. Sometimes the contrast, your rhythm against my voice, gives the show that extra texture. Still, I'll try to sound a little less like I'm narrating a haunted museum tour. I'll try to earn my keep and make sure Carol doesn't dive for the dial when I open my mouth. I'll keep things light.
Maybe I should give out the texting number, and others can weigh in with whether or not they want you to stick around or whether they'd like me to give you the boot. 651-321-8949. 651-321-8949. Should we give Wally the boot, or should we keep him around?
Oh boy, now we're turning it into a referendum. I can already hear the texts rolling in. Keep him, lose him, who's Wally?
What would you do if I let you go, Wally? What would happen to you?
Well, if the big city studio ever showed me the door, I guess I'd shuffle back to Nowheresville. One dusty road, one diner, and a radio tower that hasn't broadcast in years. I'd sit there, watching the static and remembering the days when I had a mic and a friend named Mischke on the other end of it. No hard feelings. But between you and me, I'd miss the banter. It's not every day a sound guy gets to spar and laugh with someone who knows how to fill a room with words the way you do.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey, Wally, you ever been the victim of a personal injury due to carelessness?
I was once at this outdoor trampoline park, right? And they just installed a giant foam pit with this extreme jump sign. So naturally, I went full rocket mode, bouncing like I was trying to hit orbit. I launched, I swear, like a human cannonball and landed smack in the middle of the pit, but somehow bounced sideways, hit the edge of a snack stand, and ended up tangled in a giant inflatable flamingo. Broke my arm, gave myself a concussion, and got covered in cotton candy.
That's the time I would have called Bradshaw and Bryant, Wally, personal injury attorneys who seek justice for the injured, and they get it. You don't spend a dime until they win for you that glorious compensation package, so you have nothing to lose.
Did I mention that in that accident I also tore my girdle, and it was my favorite girdle?
If carelessness, callousness, recklessness has resulted in your injury, talk to Bradshaw and Bryant. Find them at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. Caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's or dementia is hard as hell. It's exhausting. You spend your day as a caregiver, as a nurse, as a chef, sometimes as a detective trying to find lost things. And when you finally crash at night, you feel guilty for needing a break. At the Wellshire Memory Care Center in Bloomington and Medina, they get it. They get it. They have genuine expertise. They know what they're doing. Their entire focus is on creating moments of joy, engagement for your loved one. They're highly specialized. They handle the complex daily challenges of memory loss, not just with compassion, with advanced, person-centered programs that make a difference in the quality of life of your loved one. Think about the possibility of your loved one having a better life there. Yeah, a better life. Stop feeling guilty about needing help. Start feeling confident about getting the right help. The Wellshire of Bloomington and Medina. Every now and then a headline or an article pops up amidst the politics and the rubbish that passes for news these days, and I find myself smiling with delight. Today was no exception. Next to a photo of a happy couple strolling down the sidewalk in the city on an autumn day, it read, 24 must-have clogs for men and women for the coolest autumn ever. That's right, it read 24 must-have clogs for men and women for the coolest autumn ever. There was so much going on in that headline. Now, I want the coolest season ever. If you're being offered the coolest season of your life, you want to go for it. I'm into it as much as the next guy. I'm still not sure up to now which was the coolest season of my life. My fear is only I thought it was cool. Not sure anyone else did, but I'm confident it did not involve clogs. Clogs are the ticket here, though. The ticket to the coolest autumn yet. And these are must-haves. And I don't think anybody saw that coming. Sometimes when I'm waiting for a bus in the inner city, I turn to the old guy next to me, say he's drinking out of a brown paper bag, staring off into the distance. I'll say, "Are you into clogs at all? Men's clogs?" Rarely do I get a reply. And that's when I have to decide whether to push it, whether to say in a louder voice, "Clogs, men's clogs. You familiar with the must-have men's clogs for this autumn? Must-have clogs, so you can have your coolest autumn yet." Now, he may look at me at this point, and that's a sign that I've been heard, but I still won't get the verbal reaction I'm looking for. So I give up, and instead I pull out of my shopping bag the must-have clogs I've just purchased. I wasn't going to buy them, but I didn't want to be the lone guy that failed to understand the must-have part of this directive. And I say to the fella, look here, these are the must-have clogs we're supposed to be getting. Now, I've never purchased clogs before, but that's mostly because I never think of something with a name like clogs as something one would ever buy and wear. I think of a clog as an issue with the drain in your sink. And the word actually works in that instance because clog as a word sounds like it's jamming up the works. Clog! It's one syllable, but it almost comes off as 3 syllables. Clog! It almost clogs up your throat just saying it. So it's a good word for that problem, for a problem that demands a cap full of Drano. But as a name for footwear, oh dear God, that doesn't work as well. It's better as a word for something you might step in with your bare feet. Oh, dear God, I should have never gone barefoot today. I've stepped in some clog. Sounds like slog. It's a cumbersome little word, clog. There's a morass of sorts built right into the word. A thick, heavy kind of substance, clog. You don't want to actually place your foot into it at a shoe store. Ah, is that a clog? You have any clogs I can step into, sir? Yes, we have the must-have clogs for fall 2025. Would you like to try a pair on? Are they out by the dumpster? No, they're on the shelves. Clogging up your shelves, huh? Do you want to buy them or not, sir? I don't know. I'm supposed to, 'cause they're the must-haves, but I don't feel comfortable about it. Then again, I hate to have winter arrive without having had the coolest autumn yet. Any other fellas been stopping by? Oh, we had one guy, older fella, drinking out of a brown bag, I think. That's about it, though. Well, I bet he's having an autumn to remember, huh? You ever sip brandy out of a bag wearing a pair of clogs as the brisk autumn air makes you feel utterly alive? Beautiful women walking by in their colorful autumn fashions, saying hello with a smile that makes you feel young again. The brandy going down smooth and easy, the sun sending dappled light through the golden leaves, the clogs feeling weird on your feet, like you stepped into something you never should have, like you have stepped into clogs. You feel utterly embarrassed, making you want to drink even more brandy to forget you ever bought these damn things. You didn't want to buy them. You were forced by the must-have article. You know, I've been trying all my life to keep up with the Joneses, and I've only recently realized that the Joneses are just not healthy. They're not well at all. The whole Jones family, the whole clan is off their damn rocker. I've been keeping up with the wrong people. I should have been trying to keep up with the Schwinghammers of Onamia, Minnesota. Now there's a family right there. They're far easier to keep up with. They're simple folk. You just have to remember to get up in the morning, get dressed, and get to work. You do that and you're keeping up with the Schwinghammers. Come on, people, keep up with the Schwinghammers. Forget the Joneses. The 21st century is going to be all about the Schwinghammers of Onamia. Bob Schwinghammer has a boat motor repair shop and collects precious moment figurines. He started a little self-help group that meets every Wednesday in the back of Ken's barber shop. This week's subject is learning to love your inner temper tantrum. Bob says all over America these days people are having quiet little inner temper tantrums. And he teaches the folks of Onamia in the back of Ken's barber shop there how to embrace that temper tantrum, how to hold it gently, without judgment. And then before the meeting ends, everyone hurls their beer glasses as hard as they can at the plaster wall, shattering them, and they head home revitalized. Ken cleans up afterward. Hurl a beer glass at the wall, go on, have your coolest fall. Let it shatter, it don't matter, you don't need those clogs at all. Oh, the Joneses do not follow, and their BS do not swallow. You can have a happy fall, throwing glasses at the wall. Rack 'em up, stack 'em up, any old time got a shave and a haircut for 6 bits. Boom-a-chicka, boom-a-chicka, huh. Hurl a beer glass at the wall, go on, have your coolest fall. Let it shatter, it don't matter, you don't need those clogs at all. The Joneses do not follow, their BS do not swallow. You can have a happy fall, throwing glasses at the wall. Rack 'em up, stack 'em up, any old time got a shave and a haircut for 6 bits. Heat, Another headline I came across today: nude driver was found spinning in circles in church parking lot, police say. It's wonderful, it's Rockwellian, it's American, it's what I live for. Nude driver found spinning in circles in church parking lot, police say. This is out of South Carolina, just within the last week. Just a little story, nothing fancy, tiny little story in a South Carolina newspaper. Nothing fancy. Cops got a call about some squealing tires, and they were sent to a church parking lot in South Carolina. About 11 p.m. at night, they found a fella there spinning his car in circles, leaving tread marks on the asphalt, and he was nude. It was a weekend night, and I guess he was feeling good. And we all exhibit that feeling. We all demonstrate how good we feel in different ways. We all have a different approach to feeling good, what we like to do when we're feeling good. I have a friend who just pumps his fist and yells, "Yeah!" when he's happy. That's what he does when the world is spinning his way. Others are different. Some just offer a serene smile and they whisper a few words of gratitude. Our man here, he was a bit more demonstrative. He ripped off his clothes, jumped in his car, drove to the church parking lot, and what I believe he was doing was offering his loving worship to the Almighty in that moment. My guess is he was shouting, "My God, my God." A form of prayer, I think. That's my guess. He chose to dress as he came into this world, or maybe he got fashion ideas from Adam and Eve, but the church parking lot was not a random choice, I don't think, for this fella. Not for this exuberant spiritual display of ecstasy. Look at me, God, I'm having my best fall ever. Thank you, Lord. By the way, God, this is a 65 Mustang, man. I mean, a 363 engine, dart block, AFR heads, Lanati camshaft, JBA headers, 540 horsepower. Am I praising you or what? And my sartorial choice for this ride? Human skin, the one you gave me, your outfit. That's it. As for my driving, I asked GPS to take me to church. I said, "Take me to church." And it told me, "We're going to church, brother." And it started driving in circles in the parking lot of the church near my house over and over again, just circles, one after another. Didn't the Sufi Muslims have a prayer ritual like this? The whirling dervishes, I believe they were called. Same kind of thing. Bringing yourself into an ecstatic state. So coppers, back off. Separation of church and state here, okay? You can't arrest me for practicing my religion. This is sacred turf right here. You hit the road. I mean, come on, I've been woken up some mornings by the loud gospel music in the neighborhood where I live. Do I call the cops? No, I know what people are up to. It's okay. Tell the people who complained about me that I'm not some nut. I'm a naked guy whipping donuts in a church parking lot at 11 p.m. They'll understand. Tell them about the vehicle, this sweet little ride. Tell them what I'm driving. Can you imagine if Adam and Eve had one of these Mustangs and they could climb in all naked and do circles in the Garden of Eden, tearing up the lawn, waking up the good Lord, getting him to say, "What's that racket?" It's all good, Lord. It's just us, deep in prayer. And let me tell you something, God. This beats whatever flavor that apple offers, so you no longer have to worry about that. Adam and Eve get a 65 Mustang, and we're still living in the Garden of Eden today. Put that in your pipe and torque on it. Anyway, officers, I'm going to need you to head back to the station, okay? I've got my meditative practice to attend to. Hi, are you currently managing your own investments? Are you staring at stock tickers that look like a heart monitor during a horror film? You're trying to decode financial news headlines written in Greek, and then your smart neighbor tells you about a crypto coin named after a dog, and suddenly you're refinancing your house. It's financial chaos in your world, admit it. Look, you deserve to sleep through the night without dreaming the Dow Jones is chasing you down a dark hallway. That's why you call Josh Arnold. Josh has been advising people on their money for 40 years. That's 4 decades of market crashes and booms. He's seen it all, that Josh. He's confident he can help you stop the panic investing. He's offering you a free 48-minute no-obligation phone call. 952-925-5608. Stop treating your retirement like a game show where the grand prize is a gently used scooter. Learn how to retire and not be relegated to eating cat food.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security and investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. Tommy Mischke is a paid endorser.
Let's be honest, no one thinks about their furnace until it's about 20 below, and the house starts to smell like frozen despair. Nobody thinks about their plumbing until they hear that terrifying drip, drip, drip that says your savings account is about to become a down payment on mold remediation. You're staring at the catastrophe, Googling how to fix a boiler, and realizing your life skills max out at heating soup. You need an expert, not a YouTube video, people. That's where MSP comes in. Minneapolis-St. Paul Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Been around since 1918. They were fixing frozen pipes when people were still riding horses downtown. They've seen every plumbing disaster, every HVAC meltdown, every homeowner panic attack. Stop trying to solve complicated thermodynamics with a wrench and a prayer. Don't trust the guy who promises to fix your leak for cheap, then uses duct tape and a firm handshake. Call the people who know what they're doing. MSP, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. You know what we ought to do is check in with Jason. This time last week, he was in a bit of a crisis. Wanted me to call him. He's a listener who I had on the program once a while back. He had taken a tricycle. I never failed to delight in saying tricycle because that's what it was, a three-wheeled bike. He had taken it to some 34 states to look at state capitals and to drink beer. I thought it was a lovely phone call, and he seemed like a man who loved adventure. He traveled around drinking beer, looking at state capitals. In the winter, he would work at a bar in New Orleans, and in the summer, he would hang out here and be homeless, sleeping outside wherever he felt like falling with his sleeping bag and snoozing. Well, he had a stroke, and not only did he have health issues that involved him needing to stay north, the folks in New Orleans said his job wasn't waiting for him, were he to head back down there for this coming winter. He'd been sleeping outside of late and was a little bit concerned, and I told him where he could possibly go. The Wilder Foundation in St. Paul takes care of folks in need. Told him to go last Monday. Let's find out what happened to him. Let's see if our guy got any help. Let's see if he's going to find a roof, because I'll tell you something, it's going to be getting really cold here now. The snow is coming.
Hello.
Jason,
Yes, Mischke.
did you talk to the folks at Wilder, and were they able to set you up with something?
First thing Monday morning, got a bunch of assessments and talked to a couple different people, and then my coordinator, she made a phone call or two, and then before you knew it, I was on an intake phone call, and they're picking me up tomorrow morning to go out to Waverly to get going on getting my act together.
Are you going into a treatment facility?
Yep, a 30-day program, and from what I hear, after that, you do an outpatient with lodging and go on to the next thing, which is permanent housing.
So in other words, step by step, they have you covered all the way through.
Yeah.
You'll get through this whole winter.
Yeah, so this spring it can be maybe a working guy or go from there. High hopes, positive mental attitude here. I'm ready to go.
Just about the time it's going to turn bitterly cold.
Right?
Would you say overall you were real happy with the folks at Wilder?
Yes, I was they were very, very good. Very good people there.
I'll sleep a little better knowing you're not sleeping outdoors.
I bet you I will, too.
I have a sneaking suspicion you will. Well, that's delightful. Stay in touch, Jason.
Will do, Michigan. Thank you so much. I don't know if I wouldn't have reached out in text messages, I don't know where I'd be right now. Definitely wouldn't be where I'm at.
Never hesitate to reach out. You take care of yourself.
I'll be listening.
All right, Jason. So long. Well, we all want to stand out in this highly competitive and crowded job market, but it's not easy to become a rock star in today's workplace. Standing out is turning out to be challenging. Made all the more so by the obstacle known as tall poppy syndrome, when coworkers criticize, penalize, or tear you down because of your success. The term tall poppy syndrome refers to the metaphor of the tallest poppy in the field standing out and becoming in danger of being cut down, referring to situations where coworkers subtly penalize high performers with resentment, with criticism, with vitriol for doing nothing more than excelling, for reaching heights of success. Penalties may include exclusion, undercutting, diminishing recognition. In other words, colleagues block your career ascent with this message. In your role here at work, excited and stoked to climb the career ladder, you better not grow taller than the rest of us, or we will chop you down. Wally, you ever heard of tall poppy syndrome?
Yeah, Mischke, I've heard of it. That's the idea where people cut down anyone who's standing out or doing really well, right? If someone's too successful, the rest get jealous and try to bring them back down to the crowd's level.
I've been reading about it of late. I hadn't heard of it before. You know, so much of my career has been working alone. A lot of this stuff is new to me. Tall poppy syndrome.
I get that, Mischke. When you've spent most of your career working solo, a lot of these social dynamics can feel completely new. Tall poppy syndrome is really about human jealousy and the urge to level the field, even if it's unfair.
Have you ever been the tall poppy, Wally?
There was that time when I became Engineer of the Year at a tiny Midwest station. For 1 week, I was the toast of the transmitter room. My face on a poster, free coffee, everyone calling me Golden Ears. Then the next week, someone poured orange soda into the soundboard I'd just repaired. And old Wally was back to swapping cables and sweeping the booth. That's about as close as a sound guy gets to tall poppy territory, one brief moment above the corn. Then snip, back down with the rest.
Unfortunately, if you're afraid to speak up, to think outside the box, to stick out your neck for fear of disapproval, it can lead to stress, burnout, feelings of disconnection, undermining your morale, your well-being, your performance, and ultimately the company's bottom line. Billy, I asked you out for a drink this afternoon because you've been, well, excelling of late, outdoing all the rest of us, really performing at the highest level, impressing management, and making a lot of money for the company. Billy, I asked you out for a drink to say, "Stop it, stop it. Just knock it off." And I mean now, Billy. Who the hell do you think you are anyway? You think showing off is going to win you any friends around here? Every monthly sales award you win makes the rest of us look like slackers. We are sick of this golden boy crap. Now you listen and you listen good. You're going to start messing up, Billy. You're going to get lazy. You're going to fall behind, or you're going to be needing a new set of friends. You hear? We start seeing you become the mediocre hire we thought you'd be, or you'll start seeing your tires slashed. What do you think of them apples? Dan, I'm really sorry to hear this. I thought you were asking me out to give me a pat on the back. Remember the days, Dan, when those who did their work well could relax, and guys like you who fell short were the tall poppies? I remember those days, Dan. You stood out for being piss poor in your performance. Now it seems to be the other way around, and I'm the one who needs to do something about my little problems, instead of you. You're damn right you do, Billy. You best become a lackluster employee starting today, or you are going to be out of here. And another thing, quit showering before coming to work. How's that? Quit your showering in the morning before coming to work. Dan, that's a bridge too far, my friend. I'm not going to be able to comply. And I have to ask, what the devil has gotten into you? I'm sorry, Billy. Can I take that back? I don't always shower, and you make me feel small and inadequate. Forget what I said, though. I'm sorry, Billy. Why don't you take a shower in the morning, Dan? 'Cause it's a pain. It's a hassle. And it's so repetitive. Don't you think about this, Billy? I have showered for so many years. Showers after showers, haven't you? Don't you just want a break? There's no variety in it. It's the same damn experience all the time. I just want out. In the mornings now, I hide from my wife. I sneak out the back door, sneak into my neighbor's house, hide under his bed. Dan, this conversation is moving in a strange direction. I'm going to ask you to stop talking. I know, Billy, but roll with it, will you? Just roll with it. See what happens. I like talking to you, Billy. You're a nice guy. Did you know my wife juggles false teeth at the VFW on Friday nights? Dan, I said quit talking, and I meant it. I know, Billy, and I really should, but something's happening to me, Billy. I'm not sure what to make of it. I just feel weird. Will you dance with me, Billy, if I play a little waltz with my little kazoo here? Dan, what the hell are you doing? Billy, I like nature movies about orangutans when I'm stoned. Dan, get your hands off me. Let's make monkey noises, Billy. Billy, stop it. Billy, stop. Hello, industrial equipment owners! I know what you're doing right now. You're standing over a broken pressure washer. It's making a noise that sounds like a badger fighting a garbage disposal. You need a quality gasket. You need a hose that won't instantly explode. You need a prayer and a service tech who knows the difference between a piston pump and a pipe dream. That's where American Pressure steps in. They've been selling and servicing industrial pressure washers since the dawn of time. They have so many shelves dedicated to pressure washer components, they had to start giving the shelves their own social security number. When your pressure washer is totaled, is absolutely totaled, their service vans will come straight to your facility. They treat your broken machinery like a medical emergency, because let's face it, in the industrial world, a broken pressure washer is an emergency. Stop spending the day on the phone with some minimum wage customer service agent who thinks a pressure washer is a garden hose with an attitude problem. American Pressure, your downtime is their problem. Let them solve it. The snow is coming. It's coming fast and it's coming soon. And the Yamaha Transporter 800cc snowmobile is sitting there waiting for you. Powerful. We're talking utility grade. A snowmobile that's a beast, built for work and built to fly. It normally runs about $15,500. How about getting it for $9,500? How about $6,000 being taken off the price? That's EcoFun Motorsports' big sale right now. They've officially lost their freaking minds. $9,500? You can find a used one for that smells suspiciously like despair and stale coffee. Do you understand the sheer mathematical urgency of this? $6,000 off? That's $6,000 more you can spend on gas, gear, a new helmet, maybe an entire ice fishing house. All winter long, you can remind yourself how smart you were. This is not a mistake. This is not a typo. This is EcoFun Motorsports, their massive inventory-crushing sale on the legendary Yamaha Transporter 800. You get to EcoFun Motorsports in Burnsville and Forest Lake right now. You grab your helmet, you grab your wallet, you grab a brand new Transporter 800cc before they realize the mistake they're making. Well, what do you say we make a phone call? See what's going on in listener land. Let's spin the big Rolodex and see whose name comes up. Oh, okay, sure. I'll make that call.
Hello.
Mischke calling.
Oh, my favorite guy. You really do make my day every time I listen to you. I've been listening to you for 20 years. I heard you on 1500 when you would leave the sound off. My wife would be like, why isn't he talking?
It was tough to explain to someone like your wife because, of course, it's radio. If no one's talking, there's really nothing to listen to. What do you do with your life?
I worked at Target for 29 years, and I left last year, and I wanted to...
Let me guess. Never see their logo again the rest of your days.
It wasn't the greatest departure.
Did they fire you?
I'm not allowed to say why I left.
You're not allowed to say why you left. Did you see something you shouldn't have seen?
The situation changed, and it was making me unhappy.
29 years. What do you get for 29 years at Target? What do they give you for 29 years of service?
I'm not allowed to say. I got a smallish package.
29 years of your life you gave to Target. 29 years of your life.
Started working there when I was 21.
Please tell me you met the love of your life there.
I did. As an intern when I was 21,
and we're still married.
It was all worth it then. That was the job you were meant to have. You should give them a little package.
Yes. Mischke, you are the best. I listen to podcasts before I go to bed every night, and I'm always happy on Wednesday and Friday when I can listen to you.
That's very nice to hear.
Oh, you are my favorite. I'm glad you called.
What else do you do with your life? What do you do that brings you the most pleasure outside of make love to your wife?
She's pretty smoking hot. She's 105 pounds, and she's 52 years old, and she looks like she did when she was in college.
And every day you pick her up and throw her on that scale. That's unusual. Forced fasting is illegal. What brings you the most joy? What are your passions? What fuels you? What fires you up?
Travel. We don't have kids, so we have different cities we've never been to, and we're running out of cities to go to. My last city was Cincinnati.
You've been to all the great American cities?
A lot of them. I have a map, and we have pins that show everywhere we've been. Now we've been to Europe. Rome is the best city. Have you ever been to Rome?
I have been to Rome.
Did you like it?
I did, but it wasn't my favorite city in Europe. None of the typical cities were. London, Paris, Rome. I don't care for the big cities. My favorite city when I was in Europe was Nice. I lived in Nice for a while, worked there.
You worked there?
Yeah. I helped a guy renovate a hotel.
What?
I was a young man.
Yeah, I heard you when you were with the blind guy. What's his name?
Ray Charles.
Not Ray Charles.
What the hell was Stevie Wonder? Have you ever been to Ireland?
I have not, and that's on the list.
How about the lost city of Atlantis? Once there was a city, a great city, 12,000 years ago, off the Straits of Gibraltar. An island city, a utopia, advanced beyond any civilization on Earth, rich and beautiful in its offerings. Rome? You think Rome could hold a candle to Atlantis? Think again, my friend. Atlantis offered shopping experiences as pleasant as any afternoon at Bed Bath & Beyond. They had an Olive Garden, J.C. Penney's. Everyone loved Atlantis, especially golfers. They could spend a day on the links and retire to Buffalo Wild Wings for drinks and sports on the big screen. There was a doggy daycare and a water park called Camp Wiggly Worm. Families loved it. It was the Wisconsin Dells before anyone ever heard of the Wisconsin Dells. And it had a free petting zoo and a skin care museum. Oh, you should have seen it. What was the story with the kids?
We tried to have kids, and we can't. So I offered my wife, "Do you want to adopt a kid?" And she said, "No, if it's not my kid, I'm really too selfish, and we live too good of a life."
And ever since then, you've been living the good life.
It's working out for us.
I love the way you accepted it and moved on and bought a dog.
No, we don't have a dog.
You didn't get a dog? A hermit crab?
We bought our house in Edina for $150,000, and behind my back, she saved a lot of money per month, and then she knocked down the house and built a huge house, way too big.
You mean while you were at the bar, she knocks down your house and builds another one with some cash that she has? You come home and you have a McMansion sitting there?
We put down a down payment and then borrowed $250,000 and then built a huge house.
What do you think it's worth?
I know what it's worth. It's worth $900,000.
$900,000?
Yeah. She built a beautiful house. Place across the street went for 1.2.
Of course, you have to live in Edina.
Yeah. No, it's a good place to live.
I'm sure it's a great place to raise kids. Wait a minute, you're not doing that. They got a good doggy daycare.
There's a place called Scoop Patrol around the corner.
Scoop Patrol?
Yeah. they clean up poop. You can hire people to clean up your dog poop.
Only in Edina. I wonder if there's anyone who's got 29 years in cleaning up Edina dog poop. You know what I've read about Edina dog poop? It doesn't actually smell. Your wife must have had quite a job. I don't know if 29 years at Target would have gotten you the kind of money to buy a house like that.
She was a manager at Target. Now she's a senior director at Optum, United Healthcare. We're well off enough to where we can retire at 55, and I'm 51, she's 52. So
you guys are going to retire at 55. Lord, have perpetual mercy on my ever-living soul. And you're just going to travel the world as happy people in love with no kids, no dogs, not even a hermit crab to worry about, and you're just going to wander about the globe.
Yep.
You know what they have in Edina? They have a little store. It's kind of a little boutique shop, and you can buy pictures of children, just sort of generic pictures of children, and put them up in your house as though they're your children. They're fake children, and you put them up on the wall. Maybe as you walk up the stairs, they fill the wall, and it can look as though you raised them. Pictures of kids playing soccer, kids getting baptized, growing up, graduating, that sort of thing. You can buy them. Often there are a lot of Edina parents there who were going to have kids and then said, I ain't changing diapers. And so they buy these photos.
Do you have kids?
I think you probably can tell that I have a hermit crab.
What? Do you give it a new shell every once in a while?
There's not a lot you have to do with those things. They live their life, they die, and you get another one. They don't demand much of you, although they do request you love them. And I do. I do.
Do you stroke the bottom of the shell? Or
not make love to them, just love them.
I didn't say make love.
Well, I don't know what you were getting into there. I'm saying they want to be loved, and I can love without touching something. I can just love them.
Do you just give them some meat or crab meat or something?
I don't even think you got to feed those things. Or if you do, that may explain the short lifespan. I didn't think you had to do anything with them. I thought it was the closest thing to buying a plant. Yeah, there were kids. When I was an actual parent, there were kids around.
So how old are they now?
They're actually all at the Welshire now.
They're all at the what?
The Welshire.
Wait, your kids are in the Welshire?
It's been a long time now. I've almost forgotten that we had them. Well, I certainly have delighted in our conversation. I appreciate you visiting with me. I'm glad we finally connected.
Yeah, please call me again.
I will.
I love talking to you. You're one of the best people on the radio, I think. I guess not radio, but podcast. But I've been listening to you for, I don't know, when did you start on KSTP?
June of 1992.
Oh, my gosh. I've been listening to you forever, and you're one of my favorites. You're an amazing guy.
Thanks so much. You're very kind. So
Have
long.
a great day, Mischke.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.
Well, that's about going to do it for this show, everyone. And I'm serious when I say that I'm curious to learn where Wally fits into the future of this here program. Carol has me questioning whether the fella should be jettisoned into the ether, never to be heard from again. If you'd like to weigh in on this, please do. I'm honestly looking at one guy recently who texted me out of the blue saying how much he enjoyed Wally. That was Jim. And Carol, who emailed to say she wants him relegated to off-mic status. What's a fella to do, huh? Your input will sway me one way or the other. Meanwhile, I want to mention I've been at this new show for 9 months now. How's it going for you? Everything okay? You're always invited to text or email the program with your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas. Texting is 651-321-8949, 651-321-8949, and email is mischke@hubbardradio.com. You can use those avenues to weigh in on Wally or anything else you want to pass along to the program. Also, if you're interested in advertising on this show, give me a shout. Happy to talk to you about that. I've been asked about that recently. 3 months shy of my first year at this new gig, All is well on my end. I'm enjoying the new job, and I'm truly delighted to be ending my career where it started, here at Hubbard Broadcasting. This is a delightful place to work. It always was. And I want to take this moment to thank publicly for the first time A.J. Fredrickson, who has taken on the task of booking all of my guests and arranging the technical aspects of their long-distance interviews. His help has been invaluable. Thank you, A.J. And that's that. Until next time, folks, be well, and so long.
Save me, please save me.
Knock it off, Wally.
Desperate? Panicking?